Yeah.
This is really weird.
Happy day drinking!
Yay!
I'm thinking like I've day drank with you.
Yes.
I've day drink. No, Bev. We were good. We had
Yes.
tea.
Yeah.
We drank in the evenings. We haven't done
We not day drink?
I don't think so.
Oh, welcome.
Anyways,
I day drink so often. How is that with you?
welcome.
Welcome to the day drinking people.
We didn't want to start off having Caesars before we started this show. So Stacey and I are being really, actually all good. Three of us are good at having tea.
Cheers.
Cheers. If you haven't seen in the previous episode, I did this for the kitchen tips one with Bev, and she loved it too. And it was one, I've been just grabbing tea bags of all different flavors. So I have like everything from cranberry to lemon to peach and stuff. And I put 2 bags in a pitcher of filtered water, and I leave it in my fridge. And I can just top it up with extra water. And basically I'm sipping on that throughout the summer on lots of ice, and you can put lemon in if you want, and makes you feel a little less.
Maybe some vodka every now and then.
I didn't say it, you did. Oh, speaking of, here, hold my microphone. We can still record. Anyways,
Hold my beer.
Yeah, because I brought out different vodkas, but I have 3 gins.
gin.
No, I have 3 gins.
But yeah, we need gin too.
Hang on. It's not like I don't have alcohol.
Oh, they're just right here.
So I got the Bombay Sapphire, and then Beefeater, and then of course our local Muscat. And I do have a Hendrix over there if we need it too.
Excellent. That's the one I have, I think. That's what's got like almost like a nice.
That's it. Yes. I was talking to my gin class. I was finding that gin lovers who love the juniper, the strong juniper in gin, they tend to not choose the crosscut. And then people who are not fan of juniper, I keep telling them, go for the crosscut gin because it is a little bit more on the anise side than anything else.
That's what I found when I tried it. I was like, oh, this isn't gin, this is something else. Because I like the strong juniper taste. But I like it, but not like in my traditional gin drinks, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, for what you're used to having or whatever.
Exactly.
But when they, even having
it's
classic, I've had it quite a bit. I like it because, especially with lighter juice flavors or because it's very mild. Anyways, I feel like we're getting off topic. Shout out to Crosscut. Okay.
So
This is Cynthia's show. I'm basically sitting back. I didn't even do show notes today.
I know, I did the show notes. They're over there. I'll get them in a minute. But before we get into that, I want to share a little bit about where I was this past weekend.
Oh.
Because my daughter, get off the table, dog, not yours. Sorry, Rory's here visiting with us today. I went with my daughter on her grade 8 trip, and because she is a theater fan and wants to be an actress, we went and spent the weekend in Stratford. And as many people across Ontario and Canada, and sometimes worldwide as well, have heard, Stratford, Ontario is the home of the Stratford Festival, which is a summer-long, and it's actually stretching every year, festival dedicated to the works of Shakespeare, but they put on a lot of other stuff as well too, which I wasn't as aware of before I booked this trip. So we went and we hit 5 shows in 3 days, which my poor daughter was so exhausted. Every night she was like royally bitchy, and she's like, I just want to go to bed. Just leave me alone. I want to go to bed. But we had a blast. So I thought I would just share really quickly a couple of things about traveling in Stratford.
And not to mention, I was just going to, interrupt and say that'd be really cool for us to do next summer.
That would be.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see all these shows. We've actually got our little second camera here. We got to see all these shows. Including Billy Elliot, which is one of my favorite musicals, close to home because my son's a ballet dancer who lives in a mining town, so it's kind of a fun one. We saw Neverending Story has been made into a stage show. It was beautiful.
I loved that movie.
And it didn't have that horrific, terrible scene with the horse in the quicksand that makes it like traumatized everyone. So if you remember the movie,
spoiler
remember
alert.
this scene. I don't even care. You need to warn your children if you're going to watch this movie that they're going to be traumatized by the horse in the quicksand. So it was handled much more gently than the movie does. Not, you stupid horse, don't die. It was terrible. Anyways, but the play was really good. We also saw, I should just look at what I've got here. Little Shop of Horrors, which I've seen the movie
That's a classic.
bunch of times, but I've never seen the play, so that was cool. And then we saw Private Lives, which is a Noel Coward play. He's very famous for comedies. And The Merry Wives of Windsor, which is a Shakespearean play, but they set it in the 50s instead, so that was kind of fun. So those were the plays we got to see, and of course we went back to see Dear Evan Hansen because I had to see it another time in Toronto. So I can talk forever about traveling specifically to go and see theater and plays and that kind of stuff.
That's a whole episode.
That's a whole other episode, but I just, at this point, because Stratford Festival is going on, if theater is something you're interested in, it's an amazing place to go. We did backstage tour. We did an Elizabethan feast that I posted a few photos of. It was kind of fun. But yeah, that's what we did. Unexhausted. I'm like, thank God our PEC weekend is until like next weekend.
You got a buffer.
I think I could have made it this weekend. So while she's away, I also brought the girls.
I forgot I was still
Oh, you're
tied.
still attached.
Okay.
That's funny.
So I also brought the girls a treat. Chocolate Bars is a local chocolatier in Stratford. So I got you guys my favorite
take two.
chocolate from there, which is the milk chocolate covered mint tea.
Oh, thank you.
Very delicious. It's a must stop when you go to Stratford.
Oh, fun.
Very nice.
And
We'll have that after our Caesar snack.
Very similar
Thank
to our huckleberries we've got here,
Yep.
like locally created. They make all their chocolate in shop, and it's
Nice.
pretty cool.
No, I've never been to Stratford.
What are you?
Ooh.
Rory's very excited about something on the
I
camera.
have not, so
Sit down.
we will have to go.
Oh, we must.
There's a great-
there's a place I've been that Stephanie hasn't.
Do you know
There's
my
lots of places I
favorite
haven't been.
little store is there is a Winnie the Pooh shop.
Oh, I didn't see that.
They have a Pooh Bear shop?
They do.
I'm a huge Pooh Bear
Where
fan.
is that?
It's on one of the main streets, just tucked into
must have just missed it.
It's sort of like in a nook. You have to kind of walk in, and it's sort of there.
We did go to
I
a
hope
couple
it's still
of.
there. I mean, that's been there years ago that I've been.
Rory
but-
doesn't know, but we also went to a couple of puppy gourmet shops just in the downtown core. They had 2 puppy gourmet type shops. So her big sister Veda bought her some peanut butter and carob coated cookies. So you got treats coming too. Yes, you do. What do you need, codependent dog? My goodness. Okay, Caesars. I'm gonna grab my show notes real quick. Caesars. So Caesars are my drink.
All right.
Since I was like 19, literally, and I could first drink legally, because I don't think I would have dared try them before that, because they were gross, I thought. Clam and tomato and blue. All these things I don't like in a cup, and they make a very delicious, yummy summer beverage. So I thought, because Steph's like, I don't really know anything about Caesars, I went, oh, I got this one. And so to give you a little bit of history of the Caesar, what actually does predate the Caesar is the Bloody Mary.
Of course.
In the U.S., which is tomato juice and vodka, and then very similar ingredients to what we've got in Caesar, like your lemon and your horseradish and your Worcestershire sauce and your Tabasco or something hot. It was typically like chilies or something like that. Put in the Bloody Mary. But the Caesar itself, there's actually a little bit of controversy as to when it was created.
Of course.
Typically, it's the invention of the Caesar is credited to Walter Schell out of Calgary, I believe. He was a bartender who was looking for a drink to celebrate. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like a Canadian milestone at the time. And I'm going to check that because I forget what it was. Oh, it was an opening of a new restaurant, and he wanted to create a drink that was similar to their signature dish, which is the spaghetti vongole.
Yes, which is spaghetti with clams.
So that's where he went tomato and clam. That's if we put that together and figured out how to make a drink and make that taste good. That's where it came from. So it was actually invented for the opening of Marco's Italian restaurant. And so even I didn't realize that the Caesar predated Mott's Clamato juice. I didn't know, and so they literally did create Mott's Clamato juice specifically to make Caesars. Because of how popular this cocktail was out of this inn in Calgary.
And Mott Caesar is 50 years old this
50
year.
years old
50
this
years
year.
old.
Happy 50.
So that's why I left that one out as a demo. I do have the chilled bottle of
coaster.
Clamato in the fridge, and an open one. But yeah, there's a free coaster on some of the bottles. So for those of you in Canada, want to take a look for them. That was the only one on the shelf. Trust me, I dug around looking for them.
And for their 50th anniversary as well, although I think they've had these before, they brought out the
Doing a little
pickled
dance.
bean again. I don't know if you guys have had the pickled bean Caesars.
Love them.
So I'll get into it a little bit later. Because when you
If it's okay, I didn't get the spicy stuff, right?
No, that's
fine.
perfect. I prefer to add my own spice. I don't like to start with
We
the
have a
spicy.
little bit of Clamato with us.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't drink Caesars, my husband has one once in a blue moon, but
I
man,
always
we
have a
always
bottle in the house. So I'll get into more of like the variations, but it definitely is like an art to making a Caesar. It's not just dumping stuff into a glass for most people, especially if you're like an aficionado. In my house, or actually my dad's house, we know like my dad, my brother, and I all make our Caesars pretty much the same, so we're good. We go to anyone else's house and we're making our own. We're that kind of obsessed.
Well, the funny story about Caesars from a bartending perspective, back in my old catering days, my son Alex was our bar manager, and I used to leave it up to him on every job that we had, whether we were putting Caesars on the menu. It all had to do with the timing, schedules, that kind of thing. because you can't. As soon as you let one person have a Caesar,
everybody
wants
wants a Caesar.
a Caesar as soon as they spot one. And if you do not have sharp bartenders who know how to
takes
make
too
them
long.
quickly, it slows down the bar service.
Yeah.
So we've always gone on. So the big joke is we used to call it the Caesar no Caesar days, and so he would actually put that in the notes for the staff when they were coming in, just so that they would realize like, hey, we're doing Caesars, or they were requested. Like, there's only certain people that can handle doing Caesars at that
When
level,
I have
right?
parties at home, we either have a Caesar bar so people can make their own.
Yep.
Or I'll buy the Mott's Clamato, which are the Mott's Clamato Caesars of all the kind of made pre-mixed ones. They're my favorites.
Yep.
I've tried a bunch of them, but that's about the only one that is like as close to what I like a Caesar to be. And you get them in spicy, extra spiciest. So I was saying I've got the dill pickled bean one, not dill pickled bean ones.
Yep.
And this year,
That
every
looks
year they come out
pretty
with a new limited edition one. And this one is gin and cucumber.
Ooh, fun.
Which is very exciting to me because I love gin and I love cucumber. In the past, they've had baked bean. That was probably my favorite.
Really?
This is
Is
about
it a little bit smoky, I guess?
yeah, smoky and maple label. 5 years ago, this one came out. I'll never
my
forget
goodness.
because it was when Caleb first joined the competitive group at dance, and I brought a case of them, and I was so popular with all the dads that year because they all tried them and they're like, we need to.
Start ordering.
Yeah.
You did say you want a maple syrup,
Yes,
right?
I did.
Yeah. So this is, as much as it's in a Starbucks bottle.
It's all good.
One of Norm's clients has maple syrup thing.
one.
Yeah. So every once in a while he
very
gets
cool.
people show up at his office with syrup.
Nice.
It's a Canadian thing. People give gifts of
very
syrup.
Canadian.
Yep.
It's the best.
And did you know that there are more than 350 million Caesars consumed each year in Canada?
Not
Doesn't
surprised.
surprise me.
And it's started to trickle into the U.S. a little bit. You'll see it along the border states, or some that have a restaurant that like has Canadian things like poutine.
Hey, yo, Americans, just
Poutine.
almost pronounce it without the long I. So like Putin.
Yeah. Or
Right?
if you think
Is-
about it, if you go pout and put a little s, Putin.
Yes. So well, that's a little too common. But even if you say just Putin.
Putin.
Yes. Just don't make it that poutine, not
Poutine the
poutine.
cheese, you put in the gravy.
You Putin.
That's how we do it in our house. You put in the cheese, you put
No,
in the
and no grated cheddar or anything, all that stuff. It's not
No.
Putin. Anyway.
Has to be curds.
Easy Canadians, down. We're supposed to be nice people. We're nice until
Certain
you mess with our
things.
poutine and our
Yeah,
Caesars,
certain
and then watch
things.
out. So, and even like, but you go beyond those borders, and no one's heard of the Caesar. It's virtually unknown. It's like our best kept secret. When I lived in Australia, like here, you get a bottle of this. What is it? $2.99,
Around that.
About that.
$3.99.
Yep.
This bottle in Australia, in the little gourmet shop around the corner from our house, was $24.99.
So if you were
Had a
going,
long
you
way
would
to try.
get people to ship.
Those were the best fucking Caesars I ever drank. Because like Norm, I'll drink one or two. So it cost, by the time I bought my vodka at $40 a bottle, because spirits are also very expensive down there. It was like a $50 freaking Caesar.
Damn importers.
But it was so good. So yeah, and the weight really is the big thing. So every once in a while when my friends would come, I'd make them bring me a bottle. Just so I'd have to pay $25 for a bottle down the street.
Uh-huh.
But that's how much I love my Caesars, is that every summer when it was really, really stinking hot, I was like, I'll have that Caesar. And I did, don't do this because it's like not doctor recommended. When I was about 8 months pregnant, or no, early, 6 months pregnant, it was in the dead of summer. I had one Caesar, and that was probably even better than my $50 Caesar I had in Australia. Just to have the one, I was like, oh, okay, I'll go back to being good for the rest of pregnancy. And the kid turned out mostly okay. So. I don't complain.
And I'm just gonna say, well, I wonder if he's gonna watch this show.
And so if you want us to, so our Mott's Clamato is what the bulk of bartenders and home kind of connoisseurs drink their Caesars with. But not too long ago, a company appropriately named Walters created a more homemade blended style of Clamato, or a clam tomato cocktail, which is the non-trademark name. It's really good. It's no preservatives. It's got a little bit more. I almost call it chunky, but it's more. It's got more of a puree to it.
I want to say
Whereas this is really thin.
I think that's what Crosscut sells. I believe they had some.
I wouldn't be
Walters, I think.
surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. You can get it online at well.ca, because I was looking. I just discovered they recently released a smoky maple.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So I need to get that. I need to try that because that would be delicious. I think that's probably close to what my big bean one was.
I've seen it in Sudbury.
I've seen Walters too, but I can't think of where I saw it.
Paris, I think Paris Natural Health
Again,
Food.
like at the gourmet
I believe
food places.
so. I think.
I love
Smith's.
I love how our Paris Natural Food Store has things that are not so
Everything.
natural in there.
This
You can
is
get your
very
drink
natural.
things. I get my these over the top ingredients there in their freezer section sometimes.
Yep.
This is very
Wheatgrass.
natural. No artificial colors, flavors, or high fructose corn syrup, and it's gluten free. And
say
you can get a
wheatgrass?
vegan
I love
version.
wheatgrass.
They're so ignoring you.
Announce
Sorry.
a day. Announce a day.
Okay, sorry.
That's
I know. I
okay.
just got distracted. I'm
went on a
like,
tangent.
wheatgrass?
It's gone.
What? Sorry.
It's awesome. It's good for you.
And then if you want to, there's a lot of places now that are specializing in Caesars, and the one place that I can think of that I've been a few times is the, oh my God, Rory, is the Delta. No, now it's the Chelsea Hotel downtown Toronto.
Yep.
In the tea bar in that restaurant, it's a little bar off of the reception lobby.
Yep.
They make their own clam tomato
Nice.
cocktail, and you can actually buy it there in like big mason jars and bring it home.
Cool.
And they do a range of their own kind of specialty Caesars. So if you want to try out something that's like the traditional kind of the way Walter Shell would have made it years and years ago, I feel like that's the place to go and get it.
Well, it's lovely. They have recipes for that, so we'll put a link in the show notes so that if you want to try concocting them yourself this summer,
Yeah, they're delicious. So
and so you don't have to go to T-Bar, or if you can't get to Toronto,
Just do it at home.
or you can do a road trip to Toronto, go to T-Bar.
and when I first started drinking Caesars, this is my favorite kind of university. Well, I have a lot of university stories, but this is my favorite clean university story. It's sort of clean. It's illegal, but it's clean. They
clean.
used to at our favorite chicken wing place here in town. Used to serve, and they probably
Yes.
still do, but I'm trying to be very obscure. They used to serve their Caesars.
Oh, we
in
didn't go to the same
2
favorite
cup
place.
Pyrex dish. Pyrex.
Yes.
They also serve it in another local place on the corner, not so far from here. Because I was there for lunch with some other people, and that was served. The Caesar was in
It
that.
was that same building 25 years ago.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry. Okay, we're trying to fill in. We don't like naming names for places or whatever in case they change it.
Especially
Especially they
because-
change owners and.
More appropriately because all of us at university, this is where we got our 2 cup Pyrexes. They all went in our handbags and came home with us.
Oh my God, that's full.
So this isn't it. This one's brand new, but I'm pretty sure I have one somewhere in my kitchen that's a little more worn off. That's where I got it from, because we used to get our Caesars from that restaurant in those.
I was gonna say they do sell them at the dollar store.
Yeah, you can. It's like, it's not like it was 30 years ago, right?
Yeah,
There were not
students.
dollar
We
stores
didn't
back
have
then.
dollar store. I think they were the best way was buy
And
one.
you'll often see it served in a very Canadian way in a mason jar or the fancier mason jar with the handle on it. So that's why I brought those.
Oh, fancy. I just put glasses out. Yeah, make me one.
Yes,
Oh, make
please.
me one.
Yes,
Serve me,
please.
says the princess. Serve
Yes,
me, serve me.
please.
Okay, so we have.
I'm always
our
making the
cloud.
drinks. I want to get served for a change.
Oh, here we go. So we have ice. I need ice. Let's put the ice.
Ice is in the bucket.
I love her. You think she's done this before? Ice. Okay. Glass. So, one of the first things to realize about a Caesar is you never want to put anything in the glass, because first you need to rim it.
Yep.
We got enough.
Yeah, you can use this because I haven't used it yet.
That's the one thing I don't like about Caesars is the rim. So you don't have to.
Oh, I have.
rim
Oh,
in
I have
mine.
straws.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, put the rim on then. I'll just.
I got pretty little paper
Oh,
straws
that's cool. I love
that
those.
all have little funny sayings on them. I have
Okay.
like 8 packages of them.
Okay, awesome.
So somebody's gonna use them.
So if you're fancy like Steph, you've got these cute little dishes that you can put your lemon or lime juice. I usually use lime, but lemon is typically with vodka. In one, and then in the other one she puts her celery salt, which is
Oh yeah, celery
our
salt.
rimmer.
That's
That's
Hold
what
this.
this is.
Got it.
That's what this
Oh
is.
no no.
you got
Oh, okay,
it?
I was
Oh,
actually gonna
basically
get,
the Clamato
but I was gonna
rimmers.
get you like regular. So you can buy like plain old celery salt
And it works.
in a like from Clubhouse or whatever in packages. That's what I was gonna go get if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So Caesar rim by Clubhouse, Caesar rim by Clamato. I've got mine that I use and I have here somewhere.
That's
I
right
bought
there.
this Gourmet du
fancy.
Village
Oh yeah,
Nice.
gourmet.
that comes in the little thing rimmer already.
Who else used to sell it? Epicure. So if
Yes,
anyone orders
yeah.
their spice mixes and stuff from Epicure, which are like the home-based consultants, they also have a Caesar rimmer in there.
So at the bar, typically you'll see one of these with a sponge in it, and they just kind of dip the glass in it. I'm going to show you old school at home way, which is just to take a wedge and run it along the rim this way.
If you want to be really fancy, you can just do half.
I'm not that fancy because I want to drink all of the celery salt.
You're
Look at
like me.
Yes, I also don't want a mouthful of rimmer.
Yeah. Oh, this could go sideways any minute now, but I'm just not going there.
I did say, you guys have minds are in the gutter.
Aren't they always?
My lord, children, stop it.
I need a moment.
Had let that happen for too many
I'm like,
times.
that's what the young kids do. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to dip my
Glass
cup
into the
in
rimmer.
No, I can't say rimmer anymore. Thanks, Steph.
Rimmer.
Okay, so I've got a nice little edge on my glass of celery salt. Rimmer. Now, ice filled to the top. Oh, so let's just wait while Cynthia puts all these little individual.
My teeth are sore.
Okay.
It's one of those things every once in a while.
Not enough rimming.
When I'm biting down, like they're a little tender.
You're horrible. It's like, we're just going to take this one.
My husband's out of town.
It's all good.
I'm not going to see him for 3 weeks. Okay.
The shows are going to get more
Raunchier.
X-rated.
Watch out, we're in Prince Edward County.
I like when Norm comes home at the end of the day. So how was your day, dear?
Oh, it's awesome.
Fascinating.
She learned a new thing. Okay, so now at this point, this is where different schools of thought have different ways to add it. I'm going to show you my way. And it's similar to when Dan showed us how to make an old-fashioned.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Where he did the bitters first.
Yep.
I do the same thing. I do my seasoning first, then I do my vodka, and then I do my my clamato juice. Me, it's more, I just feel like it mixes better. If I
think so
if I
too.
put everything in the bottom and then it doesn't have a chance to kind of push up.
Yep.
So that's why I do it. So
Yep.
that's a real thing in bartending. It doesn't push up. So would you like a gin or a vodka, Caesar, ma'am?
I think I'd like to try vodka first.
And I'm going to be very honest. I'm not using Smirnoff.
That's fine. I just gather what I probably
I'm
had.
going to do the same thing with the Beefeater.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Let's do the Grey Goose.
You know,
Unless you want to do the
but you know,
Reyka.
but the interesting thing is,
Tell me.
my little story. So when my son and all his high school friends, at some point decided they were going to raid our liquor stash when we were gone, I gave them big shit when I found out they were decided to make Caesars with my Grey Goose. Because as much as you say you won't do that, with all of the strong flavors in that,
It's almost like you're wasting it,
it's wasting some of the better vodkas I find for that. So that's the only reason I brought those
I
up.
like the taste of the stuff and not the vodka. Because I find I can taste it. Like I can taste it.
Oh,
and
can
smell.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and I don't mind the taste of vodka, but it was one of those things. I mean, anyways, the boys couldn't afford to get their own vodka, so they decided to use my Grey Goose. But anyways, the big running joke was, I sat them all down, gentlemen. This was all guys, right? Let me talk to you about cocktails and mixing.
Use the cheap shit.
Yes, please. If you're gonna
Use the
steal,
ones on the left.
if you're gonna steal stuff,
Not on the right.
Steal my cheap shit.
please. Anyways, they still giggle to this day about how I gave them.
And I totally just put the vodka in before I did this because I lied. Now, I like mine with lots of Worcestershire and I like it extra spicy. So typically you're just going to see a couple of dashes. So just
I like Worcestershire.
she's going to have extra.
I don't mind. That's good. Okay, well, I want
like
to suck on the bottle. Yep. Tabasco, I'm not a huge spicy
Just a little
fan.
bit, so
Yep.
just like
Just enough to say it's
just do
there.
like 2 drops for like a non-spicy one. In my house, it's like
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah,
That's not my thing.
And then we're going to top it up with our clamato.
Well, here, use up
Oh,
the
you
stuff
got the
first.
open
Yep.
Good, I don't have to struggle on camera opening it.
Not to mention that some of those other jars, I took the plastic part off, but you may have to struggle. We'll have to see who's stronger.
But we don't want to fill it all the way because we want to leave room for our garnishes.
Ooh.
This is a whole other art when it comes to
yes.
Caesars. is
I
the
brought you a
garnishes.
whole thing of.
I'm so excited. So what we've got here to play with
I have a couple
today,
of bins downstairs of.
I'm looking at the bacon. I just want to eat
Skewers.
one.
we've got some. So typically, your most like basic traditional is a celery stalk with the leaves on and a slice of lemon. That's
Okay.
like your basic kind of standard Caesar garnish. We're seeing more and more, and I'm loving watching it now when we go out or we look at menus where people our restaurants are getting more creative with their garnishes. And
They're
you can
pretty much putting a
almost
meal.
Get a meal now with your Caesar. And the funniest thing is when I go to that restaurant that we were talking about now, when I don't steal things because I have enough Pyrex, I get the one, it comes with like bacon and Gouda and there's something else. I basically get like an appetizer before our meal comes and everyone's like, I'm so hungry. I'm like, oh, sorry to hear that because I've got this whole, but you see them now with like onion rings and then stacked and
Oh yeah, they're
burgers and
massive.
stuff. Like it's getting a bit extreme. But I thought we'd play a little bit today.
Yep.
So we do have the celery stalks. We've got the pickled extreme beans, and that, quite frankly, is where this pickled bean comes from, is that people have started putting pickled beans in, and some people will add dill pickle juice or juice in the pickle jar into it because they like that extra flavor. One thing that I always leave out of my Caesars that I probably should share is horseradish. So the traditional original recipe has horseradish in it. I hate horseradish, so that's why I don't put it. Would you like some horseradish in yours, ma'am?
Just a little bit, maybe. I guess we need a spoon, eh? It'll be in the drawer. You can just use one of the regular spoons if you need to. Funny little story about horseradish, or a little tip. Back in the old catering days, every time I used to do roast beef dinners, I always put horseradish in my mashed potatoes.
I have heard of that.
They were so good.
I'm gonna use that.
I remember people used to come in with their plate going, "What was in those potatoes?" And I went, "Horseradish." So that's my little secret. I don't cater anymore, so you can use it. Ooh, fancy.
So there's our traditional Caesar. I'm gonna make mine now.
With that sad little celery leaf just hanging.
Oh, sorry. Let's make it look pretty for Princess. And we've got a straw.
Did she just throw it over her shoulder?
No, I just put it here on the counter. Wait,
I'm just teasing it. It's gone just like this.
There you go, my dear. So there's your traditional Caesar.
Yay! Thank you.
So I'm gonna do mine now, but I'm gonna make you do your own.
Oh,
Yes.
why?
Because you're gonna learn.
Well, I know how. I just thought you were doing them today.
Fine. I'm gonna do a maple one for me. What would you like?
Oh, she
I
cares
would
what's
like-
the bacon.
You want the maple bacon too?
Yeah, with a bean
Okay.
and a pickle.
Okay. And a bean and a pickle. So she wants the full meal
good.
in her glass.
I think this is probably only my third Caesar I had in
And
my
a
life.
little
Eh?
horseradish.
Yeah.
No Tabasco.
It's such a contrast with my cranberry tea I was having.
Okay, so I got my celery salt because I can never say that other word ever again now as long as I live.
Oh my lord. Clamato seasoning.
Clamato seasoning.
It's not that difficult.
I said celery salt. Celery salt works.
Yeah, celery salt works.
Oh my god, I absolutely hate these.
What, my little tongs?
Yeah.
They're
These are-
cute.
These remind me of, like, you'd see the shows in the 50s where they put their two, like, perfect ice cubes in
I
their
know.
bourbon or
I
whatever.
know, that's an old set. I think my dad bought me that set.
I-
We had a there's an
have one
ice
somewhere.
bucket. I gotta fix the lid. The leather's coming off of it. And I think I even have I had a matching beverage bin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for it.
I just use a scoop.
And I used to have a shaker. I don't know where it is anymore.
So the lots of ice in our family is because we want to taste the alcohol in ours.
Yes.
And if we put a little bit of ice, then we have lots of mix. And so by putting more ice in, we're using less mix.
I think I like the lemon.
And you want vodka as well?
Yes, please.
I think I like the lemon. I like the lemon in it. I'm putting more lemon in it.
Oh, it's right in front of me.
Drinking a salad.
Like pretty much, if
I'm getting celery leaves
food
up my
group.
nose.
if you think about it, it's like a gazpacho, really.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like cold vegetable stuff that just
Yep.
happens to have vodka in it.
Yep.
You
And
wanted,
clam juice.
You wanted Worcestershire and a little bit of Tabasco?
No Tabasco.
No Tabasco.
Or the W one and the I can't say that word.
Worcestershire.
Or it doesn't. I'm not.
Norm
I'm not
calls it
even
W.
trying.
Norm calls it W sauce too.
I can't do it. And some horseradish, please.
Horseradish.
The love of God, I can't say it.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. It's Worcestershire.
Vodka.
W.
You guys are funny.
I want W. Can I just have the W?
Now you notice
sauce?
I'm not measuring my booze.
She's free pouring.
You typically want to put 1 ounce in.
Even though I
glass
put the
this
shot
size,
glasses there for you.
Put 2 ounces in your Pyrex, but no, I think I'm pretty accurate usually. I've been doing these like.
She's not.
20
You're not going to
years.
work tonight. You're not working.
No.
After? See,
No.
there you go. Free pour away.
and I'm single parenting this week.
It should be fun.
But the funny thing is, all day tomorrow, we're going to be doing a fam tour
It's
with a
getting
tourism.
better.
Yes.
So it's a good day for
actually
us
a
to be
good thing
drinking the day before.
It's a good thing that my my daughter's home for Rory.
Are you putting maple in
I'm just
too?
gonna put a little bit because you're
Yes,
gonna
I've
have the
never
bacon.
tried it. Yeah, I've never tried it.
Like I don't want to make it sweet. I just want to give it a little bit of that maple taste to go with the bacon.
Oh, no celery.
No celery at all.
No. I find that just.
You're weird.
I never eat it.
Oh yeah, I like the celery. You know what? That's $6 friggin' bunch of celery, lady.
I'll just eat the celery.
Celery is so
Wait.
fucking expensive right now. It's driving me crazy.
I can help you. I can help you.
Nope, it's not happening.
It probably won't happen here either. No, do you have one of those like elastic thingies?
I've got one of those jar openers. I use them all the
We've
time.
probably loosened it up for Stephanie.
You ready?
Ready? Boom, and then.
I would smash the
Yeah.
jar. I would smash the jar.
Well, you gotta have some restraint.
Shut up. I have no restraint.
Boom.
If you're expecting restraint,
That
out of
wasn't
this
very
girl-
loud. That wasn't very loud.
Not at all.
Anyways, for those of you on the audio podcast, I just turned the jar upside down and hit it flat on
Thank
my
you.
counter.
Anything else? You
No,
good?
that's perfect.
your
Oh,
lemon.
straw. And a straw. My straw
Thank
says
you.
stay refreshed. I think
Mine does too.
maybe they all do. I thought they were all going to be different. Cheers. Okay, Cynthia's going to make hers.
Now I'm gonna make mine.
For the last one.
Last one. So again, it's about variety and trying something different. It's really easy to get kind of in a rut. Certainly with my Caesars, I was pretty much eating them, making them, drinking them the same way for years and years and years. And I've just started playing, quite frankly, since Mott's started coming out with their different flavors and trying new things. So I'm going to do a smoky maple bacon one. A lot of times, too, when you see a smoky maple bacon one, they'll add
Do you need
liquid smoke.
do you need more napkins? No.
Okay. I got no words. I got none. Oh my
I love bacon.
ice again, darn it. Are we keeping you awake? I just got a big yawn from the peanut gallery down here.
Well, we're using paper straws.
Yes.
That's a good segue because we're taping our next week's episode right after this. All about the new plastics-free initiative announced by the Trudeau government.
I mean, nothing.
And at first I thought, that's not gonna be so bad. And then I started, it was like all these everyday things, and it sounded little things that I didn't think of. I thought, you know what, I'm not catering anymore. Disposables that I went through, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
And it was sad to say that when I used to deliver those big catering trays, I used to be nice and always give tongs because you never know where they were going or if they had tongs to serve it with. It was cheaper for me to buy the metal ones at the dollar store than the plastic ones anyways. But you think anyone ever gave me back the tongs or reused them for the next order? Nope. I've gone into office buildings sometimes where I drop off stuff in their kitchen and drawers are full of stuff that I've given them.
It's just like Pyrex measuring cups, right?
Oh my gosh. Measuring cups. Those
They're hot items.
clamshell tongs.
Speaking of restraint,
Anyways, I'll save
as
the
I
rest
go
of it
to
to next.
spice mine. It's like,
Anyways,
my
I'll talk more
God.
about the plastics thing next episode.
Caesars are like my favorite.
how is it? Is it all right?
Oh, yummy. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for making my drink for me.
And I'm gonna do gin. Although I think I'm gonna do the Bombay. As much as I want to do the press cut, I feel like the Bombay would be better with the
Yeah, we got the small bottle.
maple.
I've never tried the crosscut
The small bottle.
gin. I might want
I
to
have like little wee
I
bottles
can
and I
barely
have these big
lift it.
40s.
At least it's got the ridges on the side that
you can grab
lift it.
on. Yeah.
Because I never
Dripping with sarcasm.
never bought the big bottles when I was running catering because I couldn't lift them.
I'm surprised no one's designed bottles with the spout on the bottom.
Right? Although there's a lot of issues with leaking
The big
and
40s
stuff
and stuff like
kind of
that.
stuff.
Well, they make these big jugs, but I can see how you could actually. I don't see why it would be that big. But something that it stays up right side up and that turns down. Who knows?
When I was
Oh, wait a minute.
Totally off topic. Go ahead. Yeah, right like that.
No, but all the plastic jugs, plastic bottles, everything
Gone.
else.
They're gonna have to go back.
They're gonna
Is
have
it really that stuff they're getting rid of?
I don't know. It's supposed to. I don't know.
Thought it was like
bags
one-
and bags
one
and
goes-
straws and that kind of stuff.
Oh, so do you mean the grocery stores are now gonna like no plastic bags?
Well, that wasn't even. Well, I wasn't even supposed to be plastic bags, and then I'm thinking about little things like. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much because we'll talk about all the things in the show. But anyways, yeah, if you start thinking about a date, and that's what I want to do for the next episode before it airs, is I'm going to go to a grocery store and just to show when we're shopping all the times where there's plastic things that you don't even realize.
It's gonna go back to glass then.
Anyways, next episode I'll talk.
Okay, so in my maple, I'm going full maple. In that I did, I added. Speaking of Epicure, I added their maple bacon salt.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm getting that camera, but we'll try.
Yep.
I
I forgot about maple bacon
maple
salt.
bacon Caesar. Were we? It's bizarre that you're not going for the cheese. You're going straight for the booze. She is clearly my dog. I have nothing else to say to that. And I do like a bean in mine too. I'll never eat the bean, but I like the flavor of the bean.
You know what? She's smelling the bacon.
That could be it. That could be it. And I don't like a straw. So, my maple syrup
Starbucks jug.
in the Starbucks jug.
But it's pure and local.
I'm excited.
Yes, good.
And that, ladies, is just a few ways you can make a Caesar.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
I gotta start drinking them more
I'm
often.
gonna take my leaf off and throw it.
It's one of those things I just don't always order them.
Cheers. Cheers.
Good for the
Perfect.
summer.
I said,
Thank
like I said on the website, on our Facebook, I said with like steak and like a loaded baked potato made on the grill. A Caesar just kind of finishes that off.
Very nicely.
Anything else we have to say?
I don't think so. Just because about travel and stuff like that, and this is something that's in the news. I'm just saying that I'm cheering on the people in Hong Kong right now. If you haven't been following, there's huge protests happening because of their government is actually working with China, or they're going to be trying to create this new law that allows the Chinese government to extradite people from Hong Kong back to mainland China for small stuff. And there's huge protests. There's police out with riot gear, all kinds of stuff happening right now. So
Scary.
and then what they're surprising is that a lot of people who are protesting, they're all in their 20s. But the streets are
These
full.
kids are not, well, interesting enough, so my son's...
So I'm hoping it dissipates by the time you hear this episode.
Absolutely. My son is doing his culminating assignment for his civics class this year, and he completely explained to me everything. I knew a little bit about the gentleman or the woman who was being detained in BC by the Canadian government
From
because
Huawei?
there's a warrant looking for her in the U.S. and the fighting with China over it, and it was really interesting to see how interested he was. And how this kind of research, he's been like, oh, that's not right. They can't do this to someone, and this and that. It was really, really interesting to see. So hopefully things like that also get resolved peacefully.
Yes. I'm finding high school students, that's where Alex started really taking an interest in world and current events.
Yeah.
It had to do mostly with, starting with world religion class was a big, between that and history really made
I
a...
did the same thing in my world religion class. I'll never forget.
I don't think it had world
Kudos to our
religion.
teachers, because I'll never forget Mr. Byzantine's politics class.
Oh yeah, people's in politics.
And
We all went to the same high school, but a few
a few years apart.
a few years
Actually,
apart.
And actually, Mr. Weecha's law class, neither of those
Yeah, yeah.
teachers, Mr. Weecha was, I didn't enjoy his personality, but his teaching was phenomenal. Getting us out in the community, going to the Reaction Center, we were learning about addiction and these kinds of things, and
When did
giving
he
us
teach you?
that.
He's my law teacher.
I had Mr. Weecha for law, and we did. We learned about the other side because we, as kids, were like, bad guys are in jail, and then we got to meet with a friend of his who was a released convict on parole, and he shared his story of alcoholism and like Richard. I can still remember his name after like 30 years. But that kind of impact that it had on us, and Mr. Byzantine in our politics class, that was the year that Chrétien had the denim shirt. Would have been 94 election. And Jean Chrétien became our prime minister, and there was this big deal that his official photo, instead of being a suit and tie, was like a button-down denim shirt. And Jean Chrétien, I actually admired him as a leader, right or wrong, but he was like the least cool person, right? Because he was an older gentleman, and he had a leftover paralysis in his face from Bell's palsy, so he spoke with an interesting lisp and a heavy French accent. But there was something about this denim shirt that he wore in this promotional campaign that made him like every man. Like he was a lot more relatable. But I remember all of this. I don't remember like last election, but that's how these teachers really bring to life this stuff for our kids. And I learned in world religion, it was like about the Holocaust. I did a lot of study on like Jewish people and what they went through and the persecution and all that kind of thing. And I would have never known about any of that.
That just reminds me, that'd be a really good episode, because I'm finding that high school teachers, that's where my son started traveling a lot more, not just with us, is that he kept going on the
I would
trips.
love to bring
I
a
was
couple
gonna
high school
say,
teachers on.
Talking about the travel stuff. So
What's-
my son's history teacher, I think he was in grade, I think I mentioned another episode, he was in grade 9, just started high school, and he found out that the grade 12 history class was going away someplace, and he came home and asked us if he can go with them.
Absolutely.
And I said, if your teacher thinks that it's going to be appropriate or whatever for you to go, and I said, but you just can't do all the things that grade 12s are doing, whatever. But he was, the teacher said it would be fine. I mean, there's parents going or whatever, as long as I wasn't allowed to be chaperone, because you know what kids are like.
Yes.
But he went on so many trips. There's been all these countries that he went to that I still haven't been, and it was all through high school. Like it's just
Yeah, I
it's kind of
remember.
cool how it's tied into the curriculum. They had to fundraise all year.
Yes.
As opposed to fundraising to go on the Algoma train ride. Nothing against
Yes.
the Algoma train ride. But they're fundraising to go to Belgium.
Well, my nephew
Exactly.
fundraised for 2 years to Australia, New Zealand,
Mm.
and it was, and again, those life-changing experiences. You know, again, my opportunities were similar. Our big band trip was Toronto,
Oh wow.
whereas around me they went to like Florida and
put my hand
I think
up.
went Winnipeg.
I know. Put my hand up.
I'm gonna try. I remember in high school I ended up being in all of those groups because we got to go away. I went on the Italian club. I'm not Italian, obviously, but I went on Italian
faked it?
clubs. Yeah, I faked it so I could go down to Toronto and Ottawa. People in politics. We went to Ottawa.
Yeah.
We did a lot of great things, and then that brought me back into university. I actually was in the law and justice and poli-sci. Ended up becoming an honorary biology environmental guru so that I could take the thesis class to go to Venezuela, and that's when we had to fundraise with all these like environmentally handy products to actually make half of our cost up. So I mean,
Wow.
I get it. It's like there's places, would I go back? Probably not, but I mean, you know.
I just found out I have one claim to fame at Marymount that no one knows about.
Uh-oh. Till now.
I'll show you what a total nerd I really was in school, because I was not a joiner. I joined like band because I always done band and was my friends were, so I was the
Were you
worst
the one?
florist in the world.
Were you the one who used to blow up the condoms on the top of it?
Oh, totally not. I was such a straight good girl. So straight and so good girl. I started the Environment Club
That's awesome.
at Marymount 25, 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
A long time ago. And I asked my girlfriend the other day, I'm like, because she was talking about the Environment Club. I'm like, there's still an Environment Club? She's like, yeah, they do. They're recycling. We brought recycling to the school and all that kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm the nerd that started that and no one knows.
It's funny, I didn't hit my nerd phase until college.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
see, I left my nerd phase.
I was the badass in high school, and then I turned it around.
I remember escaping Marymount, but my kilt and one of the nuns came running out. It was during an assembly. My kilt got stuck on the top of the fence as I was trying to climb over, so I could make it down the green stairs.
Oh my God, Beta complains with green stairs every day right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, child, it's your turn.
I used
It's
to
your
wear
turn.
a bathing suit underneath my uniform because I used to go to, you know how College Notre Dame's around the corner?
yep.
Well, just past the entrance, there's a big rock cut.
Yes,
But over like that was my tanning spot.
it's perfect.
And I went to class.
Proudest punch I am. I can do an entire podcast of
What we shouldn't have done, but we had fun doing it.
high school in the 80s.
We should.
90s.
Yeah, sorry, 80s for me.
90s.
Yeah, 80s.
On that note,
Yes. Okay. We got
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers. Make yourself
everyone.
a Cedars this weekend.
Yes. There goes my